Mike. My name is Joseph. Good luck. India Zulu 4, Charlie Oscar Whiskey, 6220. Kilo Golf 5, Tango Echo Foxtrot.
Well, I just talked to this guy a minute ago, and I got a 5.7, so I'm kind of happy with that. And what I'm doing is I got a small portable station set up here in the back of my truck. It's an FT891. I'm running it at 100 watts, so I really don't care. I've got a new battery that I just got. It's one of the Bioeno batteries. It's a 9 amp hour, and I'm showing voltage is 13.6, amp hours is 0.78. So it's not much going on. I just got that battery. It's $40 on sale. So I've used it a couple of times at home testing it, but I just wanted to come out and give it a go. And I also wanted to basically set up my vertical, which I've used before camping, but I got a couple new components. Sorry for the movement, I forgot my GoPro. I've got 50 feet of coax strung out here on the ground, and what I'm using is the River Coil here, which is a Silver Bullet 1000. I think I'm about 9 or 10 clicks down on the coil. I'm using a 102-inch whip. I've got radials strung out here, elevated a little bit up off the ground. Now the 40 is not on the ground, but the other bands are. I broke my last stand here. I make out of bamboo to keep them up and off the ground. I don't have a ground rod in to run the, whoop, the antenna's listing a little bit to starboard there. Not that it's a big deal. Once I get both hands here free, I'll fix it. But I have another set of radios I'm going to hook on here, and I'm going to give that a go. This is giving me an SWR of 1.2, which is pretty good. I'm happy with that. I'm running at 100 watts, and I just talked to 2 people in Italy. So, you know, it's working. The guy in San Diego couldn't hear me, which is unfortunate because I really like to made a QSO with him. I might give him a go here in just a couple of minutes. But it's a real simple setup, only takes a couple of minutes. Now the tripod here is a Bogan. It's a 3047 head on the 3021 legs, and this is a very sturdy, very heavy tripod. It is not for backpacking or anything of the sort, but for stability it's really difficult to beat. I've used to use this for work all the time, and it's gotten beat up a little bit, but I mean the thing just you know, it's a tripod, it's a Bogan. It just works there. But the good thing about them is they're heavy, they'll hold the long whips without any kind of problem. You can have wires running off of it and the tripod will not budge, even in some pretty strong winds. So like I said, it's just a simple 50 foot of I think this is LMR 240, I think. I don't remember what this is. Low loss flex DX engineering, RG8X. So, you know, it's just a simple 150 foot length here, and it's going into the back of my, of course, the radio here. There's a long cord. I wish I had something smaller. I'm going to make a smaller one with fuses in it because there's a good bit of loss here. And so I'm going to go ahead and do something different with the cabling here just to shorten it up, but I definitely want to have fuses in it. So let me hook it up to the meter here, and I'll show you what this is reading. It's been a good little radio. I've been happy with it. I've been on the fence about buying a QRP rig, but you know, I'll be honest with you, I'll just turn the power off and turn the power down on this thing, and ho-ho, QRP is not this the size or the, look at that, it's pretty low now, and you got the cable on there yet. I'm trying to do this one-handed, so bear with me, okay? If I can get the thing in there right. There it goes. So as you can see, frequency is 13. So let's do 350. So it's resistance is a little high, but the SWRs are 1.2 there. On the meter on the radio, it looks like it's about 1.3, 1.4-ish. So this is actually working pretty good. I'm going to try it again with another set of radios just to see if that will help. Maybe I'll lay those on the ground, and then I'm going to do it again with a ground rod I'm going to toss in, and see if I can get some better results with that as well. I know some of the folks say you should actually pound a piece of pipe in about 3 feet, leave 3 feet up, and then mount the antenna itself to the ground rod, and they say that does very well. But there's a lot of places you can't dig holes, you can't put holes in the ground, and many parks, especially national parks, are like that. I've gotten away with it in a couple of places, but it's nothing you want to do on a regular basis. But anyway, this is working pretty good. So let me go ahead and try a couple more QSOs here real quick, and let me see what I can get, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I went ahead and set it up for 40. 20 sort of petered out a little bit, so I reset it for 40. So this is the setup that I've done. It's pretty much the same thing as before. I got a little ground now, a ground strap here running into a copper grounding rod that I got into the ground. But basically the only thing I did here was I just dropped the collar down a little bit, and then the fine tuner, I just rotated the collar almost probably about halfway around or so, and that put me right on the spot here. But nothing else has changed here. Still got the same radials. I have 2 sets of radials out, as you can see by the spade connectors. One set is raised here, the other set is on the ground on this side. So basically it gets split like this. This half is raised and this half is on the ground. I'm just experimenting to see how well it works. Let's go and look at the let me do this so you can see a little bit better here. See, it's just a 1 or 2 inch whip on there, and this mount is actually off of a super antenna that I have, and it works. But this gives me a lot more bandwidth here than the super antenna coil does for whatever reason. And this has been a nice little mount though. Some of the parts here on this thing are pretty slick. But anyway, it comes with the U-bolt, so you can mount it to like fence posts, grounding thing, ground rod. If you have a copper pipe you put into the ground, you can use that. There's all sorts of ways of doing it. This is just a clip for the ground rod here, the grounding strap. This isn't that far in the ground. I'm not supposed to be putting anything in the ground here at the park, but I haven't seen anybody. But let's go ahead and check the SWRs here. And now this is one of the Comet. What I did is it's at 7,200. Let's go ahead and drop it down just a tad here. And that's darn close right there, 72. Shoot. Anyway, that was better a minute ago. So anyway, as you can see, it's right at 50 ohms. And look at that, it's just about 1. Which is here, and look at that, 49 and 49 on the, to get my finger on the screen here, 49 here and then 1 there. So we're pretty much good to go in the center of the band, and this works out pretty good. I've been using my let's see what I got here on this. This is that 9 amp hour battery I'm still using. I started earlier, still running 1324, but the amp hours used, that should rotate right through. I think the next one is, oh nope, sorry, next one. There it is, 2.9, so it's just under 3. And I've been running at about 100 watts. You know, life's too short for QRP. Anyway, so this thing is running fine. I think I'm gonna do a couple of additional things to it. I'm gonna make some more of the bamboo supports. Unfortunately, I got a lot of bamboo that grows in my yard. I need to take them down, but I'm gonna make a few more of these bamboo supports. So I'm gonna try it again with the others raised, the other radials raised, and I do want to try this on 80 later. I had a really tall whip, but I broke it a little bit ago trying to extend it. It pulled right apart. I need to call the company I bought it from. I just got it the other day, and I need to return it. But long story short, I'm trying a couple of different things here. With this COVID thing going on, I'm going to be doing some remote camping and away from people, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to get in there, probably hiking, and I'm going to take something that's very small and lightweight, and this little vertical would be a pretty good go, as I can put it up on the tripod that I have. I have a carbon fiber tripod that weighs next to nothing, but it's pretty strong. Anyway, let's go ahead and hook this back up, and we'll make a couple of contacts here and And let's see how this works. Let me turn that off. This has been a good analyzer. I had one of the MFJs, and that had a little bit of a quirkiness to it. I just wasn't never 100% with the results. I just wasn't happy with it. I mean, you looked at it wrong and the results changed. Now they had a grounding thing with them. And I've made a few contacts here today. A few of them, a lot of them in Spain. I spoke to a guy in Puerto Rico, Slovenia. I did speak to a guy in, let me turn this down, in Colorado, but he couldn't hear me very well. He did get my call, and I did get his call, but we did not exchange a signal report. But anyway, so I think he was a portable station as well. So let me go ahead and see how this works out here. I think there's some.
Well, you know, he said, Foxtrot, November, Charlie, Hotel Oscar. Echo Zero, Yokohama Whiskey, QSL.
All right, I just talked to this guy. I was hooking everything up, spinning the dial, and I jumped in there when I could. He's a station in Georgia. He's running a POTA station. He gave me a 5.9, and all this stuff will be in my QRZ log. So let me go ahead and swing. Let me swing it down here. Let's see what else I can pull up here.
Back on 40 meters to check out an antenna.
Kilo Charlie 3 Delta Sierra Oscar portable. Yeah, you sort of broke up there a little bit. Try it again. KC3 DSO on this end. Yeah, you got some kind of interference going on there, almost as if the mic is bad or something.
Sorry about that. I don't know what to say. Let's try again. This is Kilo Bravo 4 Lima Whiskey Tango in Tucker, Georgia.
Kilo Bravo 4 Whiskey Zulu Tango, is that right?
It's Kilo Bravo 4 Lima Whiskey Tango, KB4LWT.
Oh, very good. Kilo Bravo 4 Lincoln Whiskey Tango from Kilo Charlie 3 Delta Sierra Oscar. I got you very good that time. And the handle on this end is Steven, Sierra Tango Echo Victor Echo November. I'm in a park in Prince George's County, Maryland, running a portable station. Roger?
Roger. I just put up you're sounding good on your portable station, by the way. 73 LV5DB.
Well, I just talked to this guy. It's getting kind of chilly out here. Dang, every time I go to put the phone down or start recording, I end up talking to somebody. This is a nice guy in Bulgaria, Lincoln Zulu 5DB.
Yeah, Mike 0 Whiskey Charlie Zulu, you're 5 and 9.
So he gave me a 5.9 on my vertical antenna here, which is a good thing. So I'm going to be heading home soon here. I'm getting hungry and it's starting to get cold. I had to put on my little thing here, but I think it's going to be about it for the day. 4.6. So
November 8 to Sugar, Denmark Radio. And 8 Sugar Delta Radio, you're 5 and 9.
4.6.
Thank you, also 5 9 Ohio. Thank you.
So I have it set to 100 watts. I haven't done much. I've done more listening and playing with the antenna than I have anything else. But I've got a few contacts here on my list, so I'm kind of happy with that. Spoke to that nice guy in Georgia for a spell, so I'm good with it. And I'm going to make a note of these settings here so I can repeat what I do, and it's key, repeatability, being able to set it up without an issue. So I just need to make a few more of these bamboo supports, and everything else will be good to go. I've got 3 of them out, 3 of them down, and I got it down to a 1.0 on the SWR. So I just cut these things. They're about 3.5 feet, 3 feet or so. And then I just split it a little bit, and I just tuck the wires, inside the split, and it holds it nice and snug up off the ground. Some of them could be higher, some of them probably could be shorter, but this has worked out good for me over the years for the different verticals that I run. And as you can see, it's just tucked in there, and it's not far off the ground. Those are a little higher than this one. I could probably raise this one up a little bit. The 41 is over somewhere else. It's not raised, and that's probably what I should do, is because that's what I'm on now, is raise this one vertical here. But I just talked to that guy in Bulgaria with this thing just laying on the ground, and it's coming out to about here, as you can see here. So excuse me. So I got two of these out laying on the ground. This one goes this way and the other one goes that way, straight up to where that bicycle is. So they're pretty much across from each other. And that's it. I'm happy. Had a nice little day out here playing with some things. And I'm probably going to call it an evening here in just a few minutes. It's getting dark, but this is one of my favorite places to operate. This is Patuxent River Park in southern Prince George's County. I used to run my drones here, and it was just a huge, beautiful place. I mean, look at it. It used to be an old airport many, many years ago. In fact, this was the first African-American owned airport, I think, in the United States. If I remember correctly, it was Columbia Air Center, then Croom Air Center or something. Hence, you can see the windsock, and there's a plaque over there about it. But coming here for many, many years. Lots of camping here. They've changed some stuff around, but they have lots of trails, a lot of equestrian stuff going on here too. But a couple of docks, a couple of boat ramps, very popular around the area. So anyway, thanks for watching. And I'm sorry this is on my phone. Usually I do these on my GoPros, but I'll be honest with you, I wasn't expecting to do all this today. I was just really anticipating setting it up and doing some testing and not really playing on the radio, but this kind of makes things a little easier for me to document what goes on, because I want to be able to repeat this. But thanks for jumping in and watching. Bye.